Okay, we always start, the first question with our interviews is, how far back can you trace your family?
Well, my grandfather was well, I got his picture if you had known how, you know, I left Ponchatoula, in I was 5 years old when I left Walthall County. And my grandpa was named Grandpa Charlie. All of his grandchildren, all of his children, he had about 14 children.
14 children?
Yeah. He couldn't read and write, but he was an Indian. And he had bought land, he'd sell posts, sell piping, kindling and stuff like that. He called the rich white people big dog, little dog, you know. They give him suits of clothes, you know, and then just a big old armor or something like that. Whole suits of clothes. He go down there like he didn't have nothing though. Sure, he had more clothes than they had. And he educated all of his children. My daddy left Tylertown in 1922, and I was about 5 years old. I can remember we had an old mule named Trim. They would jump out of the lot, get in the corn, then jump back in there the next day, overnight. And we went to Ponchatoula on the horse, the mule we had. I think she was named Kit. We rode all the way to Ponchatoula and stayed there till 1928, just before the Depression. And we had 2 sawmills, and they had a Rosenwald school. Do you know what that is?
No.
Huh?
No. What's that?
That's a Jewish school, and only Negroes. Now, my mother's classmate was a principal of school down there. My mother could sit down and wrote her whole life. She had probably more like her in the rest of them. She could just wrote her whole life in just sitting down at my house, my home one time.
So she could read and she could write.
Oh,
right?
Sure. Her mother died, and she was planning on going to college. But by her getting married, see, my granddaddy, her brother, named Jap. My daddy's sister named, sometime I can't remember. In other words, they married sister and brother.
Ah, okay. I understand. Okay.
Then my mother, she married Jap's sister, my wife. My wife's picture's in there. My mother's picture in there if you want to look at it.
Okay, we'll look at it later. That's good.
I'm just saying if you think you want to look at it.
Right.
Then something you don't talk about. My wife's grandmother was a white, kin to the whites, Governor White. She looked just like. In other words, I tell them about that place where they eat there, you know, and that's where she stayed, worked.
Was it like a plantation?
No.
No.
The governor run a sawmill in other parts of the town. Mm-hmm. Just like I say, I can't remember those things, and my wife can help me to remember some of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll fill it in later, but just tell me, the governor had a couple of sawmills?
What?
The governor, you said. Governor
He
White?
was named Hugh White.
Uh-huh.
She worked for Johnny White.
Okay.
Now, they were brother and sister. She don't want to talk about it. Now, the Brumfield is a lawyer. That's one of his grandkids. And she can meet on the street, holler, hug up. You get mad if you don't have to get another lawyer.
But she doesn't like to talk about it?
Well, she'll tell you about it. But he let people know it.
He let people know it?
Yeah, and then there's John H. White, well, we had a meeting the other day. He was at the meeting the other night. He's not as all brazen with it. He is, but he don't care who knows it.